Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dig into the incredible science behind how our food actually makes its way from a farm to your plate. Think about it. How do we feed over 8 billion people and, at the same time, make sure our farmers can actually make a living? This isn't some abstract global problem, right? It's personal for every single one of us. And the answer starts by really understanding the challenges farmers are up against. So, okay, let's just jump right into this. For the next few minutes, you're not just listening. You're in charge. You are the farmer. Every single decision, from the seed you put in the ground to the final harvest, well, it's all on you. So, first things first, why is this so incredibly important? Let's try to wrap our heads around the sheer scale of the challenge. See, improving how we produce food is absolutely critical. Not just for a growing population, but for the economic survival of the very people who feed us. Just to give you some perspective, take a single country like India. We're talking about a population of over 1.4 billion people. Can you even imagine? The pressure to produce more food more efficiently and in a way that doesn't destroy the planet, it's just enormous. All right, farmer, you're on the clock. Time for your first big decision. What are you going to plant? And maybe even more important, when are you going to plant it? Because trust me, in farming, timing is everything. You see, in a lot of places, like India, the entire farming year revolves around one thing: the monsoon. You've got your kharif crops, like rice, which you plant in the rainy season because they are super thirsty. And then you have rabi crops, things like wheat, that actually do better in the cooler, drier winter months. Your choice here, it basically sets the stage for your entire year. Okay, so you've picked your crop. Now, here's where things get really interesting. We can actually make that crop better, and we can break it down using a really simple framework, VPP. That stands for variety, production, and protection. So let's start with V for variety. The first tool in our toolbox is hybridization. Now, I want you to think of this as, well, strategic matchmaking for plants. Seriously. We take two different parent plants and we crossbreed them, hoping to create a new variety that gets the best qualities from both. Maybe the high yield of one parent and the drought resistance of the other. Pretty clever, right? And this whole matchmaking thing isn't one size fits all. It can happen at a few different levels. You can do it intervarietal, that's between two types of the same plant, like crossing green grapes and black grapes. You can take it up a notch to interspecific, which is between two totally different species. Or you can get really wild and go intergeneric, crossing plants from entirely different groups. And that's where you get some truly unique results. And if you want a perfect example of just how mind-blowing this can get, look at this. Through hybridization, scientists created one single plant that grows tomatoes above the ground and potatoes below it. I mean, come on, just imagine the efficiency for our farmer. That's the power of improving your crop variety. Now, there's another more direct way to do this, a more surgical approach, really. It's called genetic modification. This is where scientists go directly into a plant's DNA, almost like a surgeon, and insert a single, really useful gene, say one that makes it resistant to pests. The result is what we all know as a genetically modified organism, or a GMO. So look, here's the bottom line. It doesn't really matter if it's through hybridization or genetic modification. The goal is exactly the same. We're trying to create these superior crops. Plants that give you more food per acre, have better quality, can fight off diseases, survive crazy weather, and grow in different climates. It's all about making farming more reliable and, frankly, more profitable. Okay, so we've got the V for variety locked down. Let's move to the first P, production. Because let's be real, you can have the greatest seed on earth, but if you plant it in bad soil, you're not going to get very far. So to get the most out of your crops, you have to manage the nutrients in this soil. And you basically have two main options. There's manure, the natural organic choice. It improves the soil structure and releases nutrients slowly over time. On the other hand, you've got chemical fertilizers. These are like an espresso shot for your plants, a fast, concentrated hit of exactly what they need. But if you overdo it, they can cause some real harm to the environment. But a really smart farmer, they're playing the long game. They know that planting the same crop over and over just sucks the same nutrients from the soil until it's exhausted. So they use crop rotation. It's genius. One year you plant beans, which actually put nitrogen back into the soil. The next year you plant tomatoes, which use that nitrogen up. By switching it up, you keep the soil healthy and fertile, totally naturally. And of course, there's water. Water is life, right? It's the absolute lifeblood of your farm. But with water becoming more and more scarce, how you use it is everything. Efficient methods like drip irrigation, which deliver water right to the roots, mean way less waste and a much bigger harvest. It can be the difference between turning a profit and losing it all.
Which brings us to our third and final P, protection. You've picked the perfect crop, you've nourished the soil, but all that hard work could be wiped out in an instant if you don't defend your resources.
I mean, your crops are under constant attack. You've got weeds popping up, fighting for water and nutrients. You have insects trying to chew through roots and leaves. And then there are the invisible enemies, pathogens like bacteria and fungi that can spread disease through your entire field. And protecting your farm isn't just about fighting off pests. It's also about smartly managing all of your resources to prevent loss and get the most out of them. And this idea goes way beyond crops. Think about poultry farming. You can't raise all chickens the same way. The ones raised for meat, the broilers, they need a special protein-rich diet to grow fast. But the ones for eggs, the layers, they need a totally different environment to be productive. That kind of specialized management protects the value of each animal.
And we see this exact same principle in fishing. There's capture fishing, just going out into the wild and catching what you can. But that's unpredictable, and you risk depleting the natural fish stocks. So to protect the resource and ensure a stable supply, we have culture fishing, or aquaculture. By farming fish in controlled ponds, we can manage their health and growth, protecting them from predators and disease to get a much more sustainable harvest.
So what this all really shows us is that being a farmer today is this amazing blend of ancient wisdom and cutting-edge science. Whether you're choosing the right seed, rotating your crops, or managing your animals with precision, every decision is about using science to protect and maximize your resources, so we can meet the world's incredible demand for food. Which leaves us with one last really fascinating question. We've seen agricultural revolutions driven by machines, by chemicals, and by genetics. As technology just keeps accelerating, what do you think the next great leap forward in our quest to feed the world is going to look like?